I think we are on live. Can you see on the right, on the left top bottom? It's in live option over there for all of
Yes.
us. All right. So that's correct. Let's start the webinar now. Hi. Good evening, everyone. Wherever you are, probably the good afternoon, someone, and good morning as well. So this is Proshun, the CEO and founder of Pro Infinity Consultant, station in Dhaka. We've been in this industry for the last 10 and a half years in this education industry, and I've been working with over more 50 universities globally. As part of our present online campaign, today we have been have with two special guests from our overseas Malaysian partner university, APU University, means Asia Pacific University of Technology and Innovation, Mr. Mohd Hamza, the regional representative, South Asia and Middle East. Hi, Mr. Hamza, how are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you, Mr. Proshun?
I'm fine, thank you very much.
Okay, this is Hamza here from APU. I'm the regional representative looking after South Asia and Middle East.
Nice to meet you, sir. And Mrs. Castor JingQi, the international service, international student service over there in Asia Pacific University in Kuala Lumpur. How are you, Castor, today?
Hi, everyone. Yeah, I'm Testa and I'm from Malaysia and I'm based in Malaysia as well, Asia Pacific University. So I'm more towards on handling Indo China market, for example, Thai, Myanmar, Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos. Yeah, so like once in a while, I will also assist Hamza for Bangladesh, like traveling to there to recruit students and so on.
Castor, you are most welcome to our education talk show today. So what we're going to start, after starting, you're going to start the presentation over there about your university education system, admission process, tuition fees, and other realistic affairs as far as the education of Asia Pacific University in Malaysia is concerned. And thereafter, at the final phase of the show or talk show event, we're gonna discuss with some question based on the audience. We're gonna ask the questions or the way I feel like if arise these sort of questions actually. So again, good evening everyone. As I mentioned, we have had Mr. Hamza and Castor with us from our Malaysian partner university. I would like to say a few words about the university. This university was established back in 1993 in a little bit different name. So it's been about almost 3 decades there in this industry. They are quite unique, achieving on certain trades and accreditation in this industry in Malaysia and abroad as well. And this university has a 5-star excellent rating in Malaysian education industry. It is a premier digital technology-based university. It has, at this moment, over 40,000 international students and alumni community with this university. So far, we can understand and know the fact that the university has a employability rate of almost 100% over there. And there is a very influencing factor about the internationalization in this university. It is they have almost 130 countries students over there, and we know that this university have recently achieved the Prime Minister Industry Excellent Award by the PM of Malaysia, and they have so far secured over 100 local, regional, as well as international level awards in different categories. This university has wide ranges of programs in bachelor and post study as well. They have programs on computing, technology based, engineering, business, accounting, banking, as well as finance. They have some language center as well. So I would like to once again thanks and welcome welcome all audiences, student, parents, stakeholders, and those who are watching this education talk show at this moment, in country and abroad as well. So at this moment of the show, I'd like to ask to our guests. They're gonna present some sort of unique presentation about their universities details, what I mentioned, that the holistic approach of the education system over there, including everything. So yes, thank you very much. So gentlemen, or anyone who's going to start the presentation, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Proshun Bhaiya. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna display a slide. Uh, just give me a second.
Sure.
Can you see it? Maybe you can put it in the display, Proshun Bhaiya.
Sure. No. You have to put it on.
You have to choose the layout. Yes,
Yeah,
perfect.
I got it.
Perfect.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah.
So, Caster, I hand over the mic to you. So, first things first. Uh, we can't hear you, Caster.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay,
Uh,
sure.
but
So
you
yeah,
just
so a quick overview. Sorry.
yeah, we can hear. If you just speak a bit
Can
loud, that would be great. I
okay.
mean, yeah, because
Okay. Yeah.
uh,
So the quick overview of the university has been mentioned by our partners. Yeah. So we are established in 1993 for I mean previously we are known it as Asia Pacific Institute of Innovations and Technology. So that's why until now we are also more towards on technology based university. So later on we will also talk about the programs that we offer so you will know how technology based are we for this university. So not only that, we have 40,000 of graduates since 1994, and we have more than 12,000 of students from 130 countries. So not only that itself, we do also rated number one in Asia and Malaysia for the multicultural learning experience. Yeah. So let's go to the next slides. If we talk about the rating system in this within the institutions in Malaysia, we are rated 5 stars excellence award under Setara 2017, and this is given by our Ministry of Education. Not only that, if you talk about the QS rating system, we are also rated 5 stars for this teaching, learning, facilities, inclusiveness, as well as employability. And to talk about the technology base, as you can see over there, we are also awarded the Premier Digital Tech University as well, which by our Malaysia Digital Economic Forums (MDEC), and this is to ensure our high skilled graduates to continue to flourish and fill the future digital jobs demands locally as well as globally. So a lot of people will think about like where is APU located. So basically, if you can see inside the slides, we are located at Kuala Lumpur, 30 minutes away from the airport, 20 minutes away from the KL Center. Okay, so we have two campuses, as you can see in the pictures. So we have our APU campus as well as the design campus. So right now we are going to show you the facilities of our APU campus. So we have our computer labs. So perhaps a lot of people will tell you, or maybe other institutions will tell you that, yeah, we have computer labs. So how great is our computer lab? We have our Alienware labs. So let's say if you would like to study our computer games development, or even though like multimedia technology, I would say that Alienware labs and even the iStudio labs will be for you. Not only that, we do also have our ICT labs as well as we have our cybersecurity talent zone. So this is how it looks like of our cybersecurity talent zone. It looks great, right? So if you are joining our cybersecurity related programs, digital forensic, and so on, you will be using the labs over here. Not only that, we do also have our auditoriums. So whenever there is any big class, like more than 100 students, so we will be using the auditoriums. Not only that, we will also using the auditoriums for our graduations, our seminar, talks, and so on. So not only that, we do also have our classrooms for students. Yeah, so this is how it looks like for our classrooms. And other than that, we do also have our engineering labs.
That's great.
So other than that, we do also have our library and online resources. A lot of people will think that since pandemic right now, we are not using online, we are not using any facilities. But not to be worried, even though the library is open for online resources, you can use freely for you when you are in anywhere. As long as you are APU students, then you are able to use all this. So
Yeah.
other than that, we do also have our center point. Okay, so talk about center point, we will have our cafeteria as well as our activities area. So whenever we have this event like career fair or even the international exhibit, not exhibit, like the cultural days, even the international cultural night and so on, we will be conducting in this center point.
All right. So one of
So
I just want
other
to add
than that, we
on.
do also have.
I just want to add on to what Castor has stated. Now, if you check out our campus, it's very colorful. It's very diversified. There's people all around. If you've seen the library, it is very creative. The reason is because if it's the same thing, you will not be able to kick in creativity and innovation. And in order to face the current troubles and hassles of the current generation and the employability problems, so I think how it's designed plays a great role on how you shape yourself and your future itself.
Yeah. So, not only that, we do also have our sports facilities, like for example, basketball courts, volleyball courts, and even though we do also have our gym facilities as well. Not to be worried about gym facilities because that is like free for you to use it. So as long as you are APU students, you are free to use it. Okay, that is for our gym facilities, and of course, we do also have our football court. So not only all these facilities we provided, we do also have a huge nice place, which is our social spaces. We have a lot of social spaces for students. So if you are free, I mean, if you have any free time and if you would like to discuss your assignment, do your assignment, or even though study, have a break, social spaces will be the best places for you. So you can look at the environment, you can look at the natural, and so on. So we do also provide the printing machine for the students as well as the ATM machine. So let's say if you are study at APU, then you can get your ATM. I mean, you can get a bank account in Malaysia, and of course, you will have the debit card with you, so you can just withdraw the money from there.
Um,
Other than that, we do. Mm,
Castor, maybe I guess
yeah.
the volume
Other
is
than,
really low. Before we
yeah.
proceed further, I guess yeah, we
Yeah,
might
yeah.
need you to yeah
Sound is little bit lower from
yeah
Caster's technical issues, or I don't know. The sound is little bit it's
lower.
low.
You want to put on earphones or something, Castor? No.
Okay, can sure, no problem. But yeah, can you hear me right now?
Yeah, I think
Is
I
it
or,
think
or,
better.
good
or
enough? Yeah.
Yeah, now it's better. Yeah, yeah,
That's better. Yes.
that's better.
Okay, sure, sure, sure. Yeah. So and then to talk about the another campus, we have our design campus. Okay. So talk about design campus, we have our animation, we have our visual effects, and even though these digital advertising programs that offering at APU. So if you go through it, we have our drawing studios. We do also have our design studios as well as brain studios. Not only that, for those who needs to study product designs or even though this transport design, you will be using a lot for 3D printing lab, clay modeling, industrial design workshop, as well as sketching workshops. We do also have our photography studio as well as the presentation rooms for you and your lecturers to do a lot of brainstorming over there. Last but not least will be our VFX studios. So until this moment, do you need to raise up any questions and so on? If no, then we will proceed with the APU accommodations.
Yeah. Proshun, do you have any questions regarding our facilities or anything? I mean, if you have, before we proceed on to accommodation, we could discuss.
In fact, let us finish the conversation. I mean, let us finish the presentation. Then
Okay.
I will ask some questions from our end.
Sure, sure, no problem. Then let's go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. So as for our APU accommodations, basically we have three types of accommodations. So we have our on-campus accommodations, we have our satellite campus accommodation, which is 3 to 5 minutes walking distance to our campus, and we do also have off-campus accommodation, which is 15 to 20 minutes away, and we provide the shuttle bus for the pickup and drop off. So you can see how it looks like for our on-campus accommodation. So for our on-campus accommodation, we have twin sharing accommodation. We do also have single occupancy. So for our on-campus accommodation will be attached with bathrooms. But for the uh, kitchen, or I would say pantry, will be common pantry for everyone. So as for our satellite accommodations, so we have triple sharing accommodation as well as this twin sharing accommodations. And of course, if we talk about off-campus accommodations, we do also have from Vista Commonwealth, Fortune Park, as well as Enda Promenade. The next will be our students. So basically, our students we have from 130 countries, just like Hamza Bai. He is from Bangladesh. Me, I'm from Malaysia, and of course, we have a lot of classmates and friends from different nationalities as well, like Pakistan, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Thailand, Vietnam, and so on. So it is quite interesting places for you to get to know each others.
I think
As you
just to
can
add
see,
with Castor,
we have friends
diversity is one of
from
the greatest roles that APU plays in terms of multicultural learning experience. Because when you have a lot of nationalities, when you have a lot of different people from different countries with different ethnicities, with different religion, different race, you learn to stay in harmony. You learn to live in harmony. You learn a lot more than studies, because just being a normal student will not let you achieve what you want in this current generation. You have to achieve more than that, and APU creates an ambience. APU creates an environment like that for you to study in, to excel and develop your potential as well as skill set. Because when you're in a class, you might have friends from over 30 to 40 nationalities. Our classes easily equipped with so much foreigners. I mean, you maybe you are a lone Bangladeshi and someone beside you is from Japan. On the other side, someone's from Taiwan, or someone from Brazil, someone from France, someone from Netherlands. When I was a student at APU, my classmates were from the Netherlands, were from Finland, and many other countries. And this multicultural learning experience, and let's say if I ever plan to go to Mauritius, if I ever plan to go to Brazil or Netherlands, I have friends. I don't have to book a hotel. So that is a great experience that is to be told. Kester,
Absolutely.
it's yours.
Yeah, so we can just jump to our rated number one in Asia and Malaysia for the multicultural learning experience. Yeah, so this is how it looks like. So why we can rated number one in Asia and Malaysia for the multicultural learning experience is not only that we have students from 100 over countries, we do also practice international cultural experience in the university as well. So that's why you can see that we have this Pakistani Independence Day. Not only that, we do also have these Nowruz celebrations from this Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Russia, Iran, and so on. Not only that, we do also having this Malaysia Independence Day as well for the Merdeka celebrations, Uzbekistan Independence Day, Mauritius, Indonesia, Chinese New Year celebrations, and so on. So you can see that there's a lot of events going on every month. So this is what interesting things that happening in APU. And of course, we do also have this APU study tour, which last year we bring our students to go for Maldives.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So we do also have the trips and tours by our student welcome team. So basically, this is for our new students to welcome them and then to really let them to get around of Malaysia as well as KL, so they will know like how it looks like at Kuala Lumpur, so they know about it. Yeah, and we do also have this students exchange program as well. Yeah, for all the students. And of course, when we talk about the visions for today, yeah, so we have these visions in APU whereby we want to transform our students to be professionals, not on in terms of higher employability, competence, as well as future proof. So we will make sure our students from the school levels and then transform them to become a qualified professionals in APU. So that's why we will start on our dress code. So you can see that in the pictures, all of our students they will need to wear formal attire, or even though it is not formal, you have to wear smart casual.
Just to add on with Castor, I mean, once upon a time we had universities, that used to make a real-time professional. When you got out of a university, it meant of a prestige. But at this current generation, I mean, students are finishing their studies from school, going back to college, finishing college, going to university, finishing university, and then it's just like a school leaver. No matter if they finish school, college, or university, we don't believe in creating graduates like that. We believe in making them highly employable. We try to make them competent, and we ensure that they are future proof. So this plays a very crucial role in their life. When I joined APU, or when Castor joined APU, or any of us joined APU, we had stage fright, such as when we had to present, we were scared, and we developed our skills, and eventually we stood at a place. Right now we are one of the few that have excelled in our field, and so is the other students that are currently studying at APU.
Yeah. So right now we will talk about our programs. So just now we have been mentioned that yes, we are technology-based universities and so on. So how we really continue with this technology-based uh, sentence in our university is because of we offer different types of technology, which is depends on these needs and wants with by this industrial 4.0. So I believe that a lot of people heard about data science or even though like data analytics, cybersecurity, cloud computing, AI, internet of things, and so on. All of these are very very important in this industry 4.0 or even though in future as well. um, if let's say if any of the students they would like to study BBA, which is business management, why not to go for e-business? Because everything is in online business, especially right now we are in pandemic situations. We're not able to open up our business. So what can we do? E-business will be the best choice. Yeah. So as you can see, we have 3U programs. we do also have computing technology, engineering, business management, accounting, banking, finance, postgraduate, as well as design and media programs. So uh, we accept students from grade 10. We do also accept students from grade 12. Yeah, so it depends on their results. So I think this will be passing back to Hamza because he will know well about the qualifications of Bangladesh.
All right, I'll explain this part because it's quite significant. I mean, students that complete SSC or secondary school certificate, or when they complete O level, IGCSE O levels, they have three options. One is foundation, which is so foundation is a pre-university program, is a one-year program. So let's say they complete SSC, they complete O levels, then they join foundation. Upon completion of foundation of 1 year, they will be able to enroll into the first year of bachelor's degree. Now, if you talk about students that come from HSC, higher secondary certificate, or A levels, or GED, or international baccalaureate, known as also as IB, or American high school diploma. So when students from this background come over, they can enroll straight into the first year of bachelor's. So students have a choice because a lot of students are like, why will I study A levels? It's 2 years. I don't want to waste time. I want to study quick. I want to be efficient. I want to have more time to look for jobs. So this is the reason foundation and diploma plays a crucial role. Now, diploma is a 2 year program. Upon completion of diploma program, they will be able to enroll into the second year of bachelor's degree because diploma is 2 years. So it's quite straightforward. Now, in terms of admission requirements and all, the minimum requirement for IELTS is 5.0 to 6.0. Now, IELTS is only required for students that come from Bangla medium, from Bangladeshi curriculum. Students that come from English curriculum background, such as IGCSE O levels, A levels, GCE, GED, students are not required to provide IELTS. So, this is one of the great factors. And about the programs, I will pass it over back to Kester so she can discuss more about what are the pre-university and undergraduate and postgraduate programs available.
Yes, of course. Yeah, so if we talk about pre-U programs, basically we have foundations, we have diploma as well as certificate programs. But of course, if let's say you have 5 credits and above, then you can join our foundation programs. But let's say if you have only 3 credits, it's all right. You can join our diploma programs. And of course, let's say if you have less than 3 credits, it's all right. You can join our certificates programs. And of course, we do also have our computing technology and games development programs. So we have information technology, software engineering, computer science, multimedia technology, and so on. So let's say just now we have talked about Industrial 4.0. So definitely I would say that data analytics, as you can see over there, digital forensic, intelligence systems, cybersecurity, IoT, financial technology, all of these are the high demands at the moment in all the industry. And of course, if you like something related to creative technology, why not to go for VR and AR? Because you see, even though Alibaba they are implement this VR and this AR into their platform as well.
Yep. Caster, Bangladeshis often have a question that what is VR, what is AR? Because we don't have the concept and idea. Just want to highlight that maybe virtual reality is about creating a real world. Maybe if you can give us an example of VR and an example of AR.
Okay, sure. The VR example and AR example is quite easy, and it is I mean everyone is using. So VR, for example, as you can see the pictures beside it, that is VR. So basically, is how are you going to bring yourself into this not reality world, unreality world? So you are bringing yourself in. But when we talk about AR, you are bringing the unreality things into the reality world. So, like for example, the games that you play, for example, Pokemon Go. So you are catching the Pokemons in your
Yeah.
real life,
So
but
I
in
think
front
another
of your
example
things.
would
So
be
that is AR, and a lot
Snapchat
of
filter. Another example
yes,
for
exactly. Snapchat
yeah,
also one of the AR as well.
I think that's a great
Yes,
example
and
because
even though
if people are
earlier that
confused, they won't be
you
they
talk
won't have
about
the
VR as
clear
well.
concept about VR and AR.
That's good for us. That good to
Yeah,
understand by the student end. Yeah.
True.
Yeah. Carry on, Caster. You can carry on. Yeah.
sorry.
You can
Carry
carry
on.
on now. You can carry on the
Yeah.
presentation.
So talk about this. Okay, yeah, of course, of course. Yeah, so next, if we talk about another school, so we will have our School of Engineering as well. Yeah. So for our School of Engineering, we have electrical and electronic engineering, we have telecommunication engineering, we have mechatronic engineering, petroleum engineering, as well as computer engineering. So what is best of our engineering is we are not only accredited by our Board of Engineers Malaysia, we are also international recognized by Washington Accord, which is from USA. Yeah. So in other words, if you would like to work in other countries which listed over there, you are able to do so. So in other words, you can work in Australia, you can work in Canada, you can work in Japan, Korea, New Zealand, Singapore, and so on with our APU certificates for engineering programs.
Just to add with the caster,
So the
students
next
who
will be our
complete
business management.
uh,
Yes.
students who complete engineering with us, that means one thing to understand about Washington Accord is just by having an engineering degree doesn't mean that you can be a certified engineer. To be a certified engineer, your program that where you studied from has to be enlisted under Washington Accord. So let's say you studied in Malaysia and today you have a job from Australia. Now you plan to go there and work and you need to certify yourself. How are you going to do that? Washington Accord is the body that you are to get yourself certified from. So no matter where you go in the entire world, you are certified. That's the best part about studying engineering at APU. And another best part is students that complete computing and technology programs, such as software engineering, computer science, or any engineering programs with us, are offered special privileges in Australia. Just to let you know, I have many of my Bangladeshi students who have completed engineering, who have completed computing programs with us, and are offered with job and visa in Australia. That's because of the lack of technical professionals available back in Australia or in the United States. So that is one of the greatest achievement. I will pass over back to Castor for the next available program, which is the School of Business Management, Marketing, Media, Tourism, and International Relations.
Yeah, sure. When we talk about program admission, we really want to become a business and so of course not to go for business management because but I go for
I think
uh,
uh, we can't hear you,
We can't
Caster.
hear you. Castor,
We
we
can't
can't
hear
hear you.
you.
how about now, can you hear me?
Yeah, now it's all right. We can hear you. You're audible to us.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you clearly.
Can you hear me
Now
now?
it's all right. Yeah, sure. We
Yes.
can now. We can.
Okay, sure. Yeah, of course. Yeah. So when we talk about business management programs, as you can see, we are not only offering business management itself, we do also have e-business, which is needed right now. And of course, when we talk about international business management, it is more towards on how are you going to market or even though doing the business strategies for in internationally or even the globally. Yeah. Other than that, we do also have our marketing management as well as specialism in digital marketing. Yeah, which is also needed nowadays. And other than that, we do also have our tourism management, international relations, as well as media and communication studies. And of course, the next, we have our School of Accounting, Banking, Finance, and Actuarial. So, what makes us different than other university is other university they are only offering maybe accounting or maybe finance or maybe just accounting and finance without any specialism. But for us, we have accounting and finance specialized in forensic accounting, taxations, internal audit, as well as forex and investment. And of course, even though for our banking and finance as well, we do also have investment and risk management, as well as financial technology. So when we talk about professional recognitions, our programs are recognized by professional bodies. Like for example, ACCA, whereby we can get 9 papers exemptions out of 13 papers. We do also have these 6 papers exemptions out of 12 papers from CPA, even though for CIMA as well, there are 6 papers exemptions from 16 papers and so on. And the best part of studying at APU for this program is if you are going for ACCA programs, okay, during your degree of accounting and finance, the remaining 5 papers you can also do it together with your degree. So which means if you complete your degree programs, you will also complete it with your ACCA as well. That's a good part, good things uh about studying the accounting finance with us. And of course, even though for CPA as well, you can also complete your 5 remaining papers after the completions of your degree. And for our banking and finance, we are empowered by by these superchargers, as well as we do also a professional recognized by Asian Institute of Chartered Bankers. And the next for our actuarial studies, we are also international recognized by IFOA, which is Institute of and Faculty of Actuaries, as well as Society of Actuaries, SOA. So what is the difference? IFOA is from UK, SOA is from USA. So that's the difference. And the best part is, if you study actual studies with us, you will get 6 papers exemptions from IFOA. And this is the full accreditations. And if you talk about Society of Actuaries, you will also get the assumptions papers from VEE programs as well. So next will be our design and media programs. So as mentioned, we have our animation program, visual effects, industrial design, as well as digital learning. So to talk about industrial design, there is 4 categories: product design, transport, furniture, as well as sustainable. So students, they may choose their specialism when they are going for the second year of the degree. Yeah. So to talk about this design and media, as you can see, we are quite young for our design media programs. And you know what? We got champions on this transport designs. As you can see in the pictures, we got this champion for Proton DRB HiCom Creative Challenge in 2018. And thanks to our design and media students as well as our engineering, because both of these uh, programs, they are working together for this Proton DRB HiCom Creative Car Challenge 2018. Yeah. So We have our postgraduate studies as well. So as you can see, so we have master program. We do also have master in research as well as PhD programs. So to talk about master programs, if you're not going for these research-based programs, the total duration of the study will be 12 to 18 months. And of course, a lot of students, they will ask whether am I eligible to go for IT related programs if I am not from computing background. Of course, you can do so. Master of Information Technology Management, Software Engineering, Data Science, Artificial Intelligence, and Cybersecurity. We are accept students from non-computing background, but with the condition of you have to study the prerequisite modules. And other than that, we do also have Master of Finance. And recently, we just launched a new master program, which is Master of Finance, specialized in fintech as well. And a lot of students may ask whether I can do a transfer program like 2+1 or even though 1+2 or maybe 2+2 programs. Of course, you can do so. So how to really define 2+1, 1+2, and so on, which means you can study 2 years degree at APU, 1 year, which is your final year, to overseas. Or you can do it 1 year degree at APU, your last 2 years you will do it at overseas. Or you can start from 2 years diploma of your study and then your degree 2 years you will study at overseas. So we have our partnerships universities as well. So as you can see, we are working with the universities from UK, Australia, USA, New Zealand, French, as well as Ireland. So to talk about UK, we are working very closely with the Montfort University. Not only that, we are also working with Birmingham City University, Middlesex University, and even the University of East Anglia as well.
Okay. All right, Castor, just to add with you, uh, I think transfer programs is one of the
Okay.
most interested fact from Bangladeshis. This is the common question that I have, Proshun Bhaiya. So what happens is Bangladeshis will be like, Bhaiya, can I transfer my degree to another university? Can I do foundation and transfer to another university? Is that possible? Can I do diploma at APU and transfer to another university? These are common types of questions that we have from students, especially coming from South Asia, because they have a mindset towards going to the Western countries such as US, whether it be Canada, whether it be other countries. Now, if you can see the list over here, it's a limited countries and a limited number of universities. We're not just limited to this. We have further universities as well. In UK, as Miss Castor has stated, we closely work with De Montfort, located in Leicester. And then we have Birmingham City University. We have University of the West of England. We have Staffordshire University. So these are strong partners. That means what happens is when you join APU's partner, you will basically get all credit exemption. But when you transfer to a university that is not listed under our name, so in that case, you might have some credits missed out. So this is one of the factors that I always want to point out. Yeah, and in terms of we have not officially signed up with Canada, but we have tons of Bangladeshi students who are also moving to Canada as well. So I have this recent student who moved to University of Manitoba, the other student who moved to University of Winnipeg. So I think there are still opportunities when it comes to that factor, and students do not need to worry about, oh, I'm going to APU, I'm stuck with APU. No, you don't have to worry about that. Definitely APU is a great place for you to study in. It gives you that ambience. When I joined APU, I remember I wanted to go to the UK. That was my primary target, and a lot of students have this thing in their mind that, yeah, I want to get my credits transferred, this and that. But on the main concept, you should understand the ambience APU gives you, you will not be ready to leave.
Actually, yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt. Actually, that sort of questions actually so frequently we're having from our students. So that what the double degree awarding problem you have, what's the real feasibility? was a real pathway to go abroad. I mean, if I'm gonna go to AP, whether I'm gonna stuck to this university or not, I always tell them that they have the greatest ambience to, disseminate this degree to different university after completing 2+1 structure. And if you want to start some different university, you have these sort of options. So that sort of questions, as you mentioned, Mr. Hamza, that we get so frequently from the students' parents alike. And
True.
I have some more, some few questions arising here. I mean, we can still go on with the presentation. We can. How long it's going to be presentation? I mean,
I think we're towards the end. We are towards the end almost, right,
all right.
Caster?
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Proshun
All
bhai,
right.
you might have
Yeah.
to reload the presentation slide.
Okay. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. That's
Okay,
the one.
perfect.
Yeah, I did. Got it.
And then
Yeah.
we'll go next. Caster, there you go.
Okay.
Internship
So
payers.
the next slide will motivate our students. You can see over there, this is compulsory for every student. Don't wait for even semester. You have to.
Can't
Okay.
hear you.
Caster,
Can't hear you.
First, we will say
Can't.
that if your program, it will act in between level 2 and level 3, and
Caster.
for
Caster. We
our
can't hear you.
engineering program, it will be
We can't hear you. We can't hear you. There is a little
sorry.
problem in. We can't hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah. Yeah.
much
Now,
better.
much better. Great. Much better.
Okay, okay, cool. Okay, cool. So yeah,
Yeah.
so if we talk about this, yeah, internships, so it is compulsory for every student. So no matter you are from um engineering program or even though from this degree related program, as long as you are joining APU, you will need to do internships. Okay, so for all of our degree programs, as long as if you completed your level 2, then you will need to go for this internship for 4 months. And if you're joining our engineering program, definitely you will need to study. You will need to go for internships at your after the completions of level 3. So definitely we will have our career center department, not to getting you a job, but assist you how to really meet up with your employers, how to really do this on the spot interview, how to really write a resume, and so on. And even though for our career center department will be as a middleman to liaise with the companies and the university. So we will bring them in for this career fair. So the students, they can directly meet up with them and to send the CV and on the spot interview with them. Yeah. So at the next slide, you will see that we are working with around 100 plus companies at the moment. So there is a lot of companies you can see over there, which you know it, like McDonald's, Coca-Cola, what else?
Yes.
Western Digital, and so on. So Deloitte,
Microsoft, Google.
KPMG, all of these are quite popular. Yes, exactly. So you can see that it is quite popular for our students to work in those companies.
Wow. Thousands of, hundreds of companies over there.
Yeah. So not only that, we do also invite all these companies or industrial partners to come over to APU to give a talk, seminars, and so on. So this is the events and activities will be continuing every month. Like for example, we have this KPMG Asian scholarships, and even though we invite Sony to come in for the workshops, not only that, we do also invite Asia to guide the students how to write a proper resumes and so on. So they will have this industrial idea, and they will know how to do for the further steps. So the next, we do also have these industrial visits as well. So for industrial visits, it depends on which programs that they are going for. Like for example, if they are from this cybersecurity background, so they will go for industrial visits to FusionX, or even though, like for example, if they are from tourism management or these international relations related programs, then they will go for this visiting to the Royal Museum of Malaysia, geological exposures, and so on. And we do also consider as an award-winning university as well, whereby for our students, they always win for the competitions, no matter champions or first runner or second runner and so on. So thanks to them, that's why we are quite popular right now. So as you can see, we are one of the best cybersecurity education provided in Asia for a gold winner at Cybersecurity Excellence Awards in 2020. Not only that, we do also getting this awards from NAPE as the highest private education's background. And even though if the companies would like to check the students whether they are genuine or not, we do also provide these students verification services for them. So as you can see over here, we have 100% of employability for our students. So in other words, they get employed by graduations, which is really good. And this statistic is not from APO. This statistic is from our Ministry of Education, Malaysia. And I believe that a lot of students are asking whether they could get any scholarships from APU. Yes, there is. So we are providing the scholarship up to 30%. Okay, so let's say if you are from HSC, then you must get at least 4.0 and above for your final result, then you will be entitled for 10% scholarships. And of course, if you have like 4.5 and above, then you will get 15% scholarship. 4.8 and above, you will get 30% scholarship. And you have to make sure every year you will need to maintain the CGPA of 3.0 and above, then you will get the scholarship continuously until the completion of your degree at APU. And same goes to our O levels and L levels. And even though we do also provide these scholarships for American high school diploma, international, this IB as well. And even though if students would like to study our master program, we do also provide this scholarship. And the next, we have this AP space. So a lot of students will ask, yeah, what is this AP space? Basically, it's a student portal of APU. So once you are our students, you will get to use this student portal every time. So what you can do for this AP space, you have to check. If you want to check your result, you can check over there. If you want to check your timetable, you can check over there. You want to check your attendance, you can check over there as well. So it is quite easy. And even though if you would like to book the consultation hour of your lecturers, you can book it over there. So it is quite user friendly. And of course, right now, because we are in this pandemic situations, a lot of students, they would like to study, but they are not able to travel to Malaysia. Not to be worried, because we have our digital learning conducting at the moment. So when we talk about digital learning, thanks to APU as well, because we are working very, very closely with Microsoft. That's why our students, once they register with us, they will get this email address from Microsoft. And then they can use the Microsoft team for their digital learning. Not only that, they will also provide this OneDrive as well as the email address for the students. So students, they are free to use it. And you know what? Students can also install Microsoft Windows for themselves as well. of course, a lot of students were also asking whether I can work in Malaysia or not. Definitely, you are not able to work in Malaysia. But somehow, we do also giving this opportunity for students. If you really want to get some experience, like how to become a student ambassadors, how to become a IT lab technical assistant. So this will be the job opportunity for you, but this is within the campus. Outside the campus, you are not allowed to do so.
All right, so we are done with our presentation. However, I have a video to display. Uh, can you hear the sound or no?
Yeah, we can hear the sound.
Yes.
Just the sound. We can see any slide or something like that. Nothing is there. Mr. Hamza, could you put the
Sure,
picture
I am
of
sharing the I'm sharing
share,
the
share
whole
screen?
thing.
Yeah. Did you put it? I'm not
Uh,
getting it here.
I'm just loading it for you. I'm just
All
loading it
right.
for you.
Sure.
Okay, here we are. Can you hear the sound?
Yeah, we can hear you. Hear the sound.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
Is
yeah.
the video?
Yeah. That's great presentation actually.
That's
It's not.
that's the end.
Yeah, it's great actually. I've been your campus. Uh, I've been your campus in back. 2018, I guess, with the invitation of your university premises. I was invited by the EMZS first conference over there. I can't remember there is a seven-star hotel over there. They kept us over there. Then the university took us, the delegates, to your premises. The places you showed, it's just reminiscence, everything. I've been there. There was a presentation in the audience. Your new campuses, it's really vibrant and very, very infrastructurally very rich, same as like any Western universities. And Mr. Hamza, and first, I would like to ask you just two, three questions. The presentation you just showed us here, itself explains almost every question what I was supposed to explain, I was supposed to ask, or from my student. And I would like to ask you a few questions. Like you mentioned that if a student comes from the English medium background, then after they don't need any IELTS or something like that. But what about the Bangla medium students completing their 12 years of schooling here, equivalent to HSC? And if she want to start with their in bachelor program, in engineering program, say for example, so what language proficiency, English language proficiency, she will have to have with her as per the entrance criteria? I mean, IELTS 6, 5.5. What criteria you have at this moment to enter into the bachelor in any subject like science or commerce? Can you tell me something about this very shortly?
All right, Proshun, I'm going to go with this question. The thing is, it's quite simple. English medium students get their English requirement waived off. That means they apply, they get the offer letter, they start the visa application process, travel to Malaysia, start their classes. But on the other hand, students that complete Bangla medium, such as HSC or SSC, now it depends program to program which program are they interested in. So let's say all the program requirements have a requirement of 5.0 except business and accounting, which requires IELTS of 5.5.
I
So all the
understand.
programs
That's
that we do is 5.0 except business and accounting, which is 5.5. Now
what
there
are
is
the
two types. Sorry.
yeah. No, sorry, carry on. Sorry.
Okay. Now there is two types of things that you can do. Students can apply for the offer letter. If they plan to apply, if any viewer is interested in applying, you can pass over your documents to Mr. Proshun from Pro Info and Education Consultants, and let them submit the documents to us. We'll issue a conditional offer letter. And let's say with the conditional offer letter, you can even apply for a visa. It does not impact on the visa at all. Now, if they are interested, while the visa process is going on, they can sit for their IELTS in Bangladesh, or they can travel to Malaysia and go and sit and do the IELTS in Malaysia and eventually join the mainstream classes. The requirement is they have 1 year to get the IELTS ready, even if they go to Malaysia whilst doing English classes, and yeah, that's it. That means they're not restricted that if they don't have IELTS, they cannot come over to Malaysia. No, there's nothing like that. They can travel to Malaysia, they can apply for the visa, they can come over to APU, they can do their English language classes, and if they don't want to do English language classes, they can immediately do the IELTS in APU itself. We have something called Asia Pacific Language Center, and that's it. Once the IELTS is ready, they can start the mainstream classes.
So
I hope I'm
as per my understanding, the process should be in a way like that. If a student wants to study in APU, they can send their total documents to us, including all academic documents, national identity like passport and all pages of passport and pictures, Malaysian size 3545, and we can send you to our partner universities over there, as usually the way we have been conducting this process. And within a certain period of time, we're going to get back with conditional admission later or later, and then the students will pay the EMGSP, the Malaysian government assigned fees for certain universities, around 3,000 Malaysian ringgit at this moment, I guess, for most of the universities. It depends a little bit, and then the documents will be sent to EMGS by AP University, Malaysia, and within a certain period of time, like 3 to 4 weeks, student will get the VAL, means visa approval letter from their foreign ministry or education ministry, whatever we say, and they will courier to Bangladesh, and student then can go to then submit the document to Malaysian High Commission, and within a 1 week time or something like that, 2 weeks, they can pick up their visa in their passport being stamped by the Malaysian High Commission, and then fly over there with the tuition fees on hand, or they can send it to from the bank to Malaysian to AP University Bank. That's the process in New Zealand. You detail explain about the scholarship programs, so I don't need to ask any more for any information. What the Castor explain everything in your presentation. That how much 10%, 15%, and 30% accordingly. So if anybody have any sort of questions, they can ask the questions to our office in Dhaka, or they can find it from the video presentation as well by the caster. She presented a while earlier, and I would like to ask two more questions. One is, what about the Bangladeshi community? Caster, I would like to ask. I'd like to request you to answer the question. How do you feel the Bangladeshi community over there? I mean, students, how they are doing performance and how they are behaving socially, and how do you feel about the Bangladeshi students? What's your overall marks for our Bangladeshi students? If you could just.
For me, I would say, no matter which nationality you are, I would say welcome you guys, because I love to communicate, or I like to be friend with different nationality. That's why you see I have friends like Hamza, Hanif, and even though friends from other nationalities like Indonesia and so on. So this is also one of the way that to improve my English, because frankly speaking, my English is not that good when I was in my high school though. Yeah. So of course, because of this platform and this environment, you have to keep forcing yourself to speak more in English. So no matter whether it's good or bad, you have to force yourself to do so. So that's why I have this confidence to talk with all of you. And even though if I want to speak with Bangladeshi students, there is no issue, because somehow, yeah, I know a little bit, but not that fluent. Yeah, but I do understand a little of Bangladeshi though.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I would say
Uh,
that it is quite good
yes,
though.
I'm sorry to interrupt. What I meant actually, that how do you feel about the Bangladeshi students? I mean, how they are performing over there, as you are over there as international student service. How do Bangladeshi students doing over academically and socially as well?
They are doing quite well, and somehow because they have this community over here, so they're taking care of each others. And then even though, like for example, we have new Bangladeshi students coming in, so those seniors will be there to assist them, to make them to feel like they are at home, because they have these seniors around with them, and somehow they will bring them for meals, and then to talk about their experience at the APU as well. So I would say it is a good environment for all of our community.
Okay,
Agreed
and
with Castor. Agreed with Castor. Proshun, I just want to add something that APU is also home to the highest number of female Bangladeshis in Malaysia, female Bangladeshi students in Malaysia. So that's because of our location, that's because of our culture, that's because of where we're located at, and the ambience that gives you.
I understand. I would like to ask you the last questions. Like, I would like to ask Mr. Hamza about this issue to explain under the present corona pandemic, what's your strategy from university and for the students, those who are going to apply for their upcoming intake? What's our next upcoming intake? I'm sorry, I just forgot. Is it July or September?
Next is
Our
June, so basically June, and then followed by September and November. In terms of how Malaysia is doing and how things have been done, I will let Castor tell a little bit about it, and then I'll add about it.
Okay, to talk about this, I would say Malaysia is doing a good job on to really taking care all these pandemic situations. Why do I say so? So, um, we have this MCO, which is movement control orders. So no matter you are international or you are local, you have to follow this MCO, even though CMCO as well. So to ensure that you will not be infected, and then if really needed, then you can go out to purchase your products and so on. Yeah, but other than that, you must stay at home. So that's why you can see the numbers of this coronavirus in Malaysia is not that bad compared to other countries. Yeah. And other than that, our Ministry of Educations as well as Ministry of Health, they are also doing quite well as well. So they will also ensure that if the students would like to back to their home country, they may do so. And even though as for our immigration as well, because we know that there are some students that have this VAL, okay, the visa approval letter, but they are not able to come in to start their classes. So that's why they allow for digital learning. So the students are able to do the digital learning at this time being until everything settle, until everything is controlled, then they are able to come back to APU and start the class accordingly. Yeah, so this is what I would say that we are doing quite good for these
I
pandemic
understand.
situations.
Okay,
Yeah.
so last question, I would like to ask a question. 3 to 4 questions came already, but I didn't show it. One student said, Mr. Hamza, if you just could explain these things, and then we'll bring the end of the show because it's already past the midnight over there. So it's 12, 12:15 over there, Cast. I'm sorry to keep you been late. Just last questions.
No worries.
Uh, uh, that's the one, Mr. Hamza. If you could just, what about the basic requirements for MBA program?
The requirements for MBA is to have a CGPA of over 2.5. That is the minimum requirement for entry into the program. So depends on the bachelor's degree program. And if they plan to have scholarship and all, their CGPA has to be over 3.2. It's quite straightforward.
I
And the
see.
best part is just to add on is English requirements are waived for masters if they can give us a letter stating the medium of instruction, MOI letter. As long as they can give us that, English is waived for master students.
Oh, that's a good way out to be there for doing the master's program, because if you show just the medium of instruction, and fortunately, most of the universities in Bangladesh conduct their bachelor in English at this moment. So once complete their bachelor from Bangladesh, as I said, most of the universities conduct their education in medium is in English, so they can straight away start the MBA over there. So uh, I think we are almost end of this show. So I would like to once again thanks all of you, the viewers, those who have been here with us till midnight. And I would like to give the uh, what I say. I would like to give thanks to Castor and Hamza, Mr. Hamza, to be here with us. It's our privilege that we can conduct such a webinar under this particular Corona pandemic circumstances, because we have to move on. We can't stay home. So as a both institution and the recruiter, we have to have some sort of platform for promoting our services to our concerned stakeholders and students alike. So thank you so much. It was a really pragmatic and realistic information. We got through a detailed presentation by Castor. Castor, once again, thank you so much for being so deliberately detailed in the presentation, and Mr. Hamza to be here. So hopefully we'll be meet again somewhere once the pandemic is over. And to the audience and the students and parents, those who've been with us, if you have any sort of questions, you can see the scrolling down below. The email ID is over there, and the phone number is over there. You can call to us anytime for any questions. We are here to listen for you and give a solution. And thank you very much once again. It was a great show. I hope this will be helpful to all of us and the students and parents alike. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
That's the end for
Thank you
today's.
so much.
Thank you very much. Have a good time. Tata.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Take care, everybody.